Hello there. Okay, so I am going to try to do this in one go. Let's see how successful we are at doing this. I am coming to you again on Let's Have a Chat. Welcome. Thank you to all of you who have stuck around to pay attention to all the stuff that I'm trying to do here, all the sharing I'm trying to do, and all the sharing I'm hoping that you will do as well, and educating and all that jazz. But thank you so much. Before I get into my bits, I just wanted to let you know that I have started a TikTok. Yes, I have. I'm going to put that stuff right here. I started a TikTok. It is still about mental health, and funny enough, it is quite interactive. It's quite interactive, and I'm really pleased about that. It's exactly the sort of interactivity that I wanted to get, that I wanted to achieve, that I wanted folks to be a part of, knowing that folks are sharing their stories and talking, sharing with each other and sharing with me as well, really is it. So yeah, please follow me there if you are there. But let me just head on into what I was going to come on here for in the first place. Now, I did say I had a few things to update you on. I hadn't been on here for a little bit, probably in about a couple weeks. And that's because I've been really tired. And even though I may not seem that way, I may not look that way, I most definitely am. And that's part of what's going on with me in my head, with me and my body, with me and everything. It's just a small part of stuff. But before I get to the tiredness, let me talk about the heart situation. So I went to the heart specialist. I got my heart checked. Thankfully, my heart is pumping well. Unfortunately, my blood pressure was a bit high. That was an understatement. It was really high, both standing and sitting, quite a few times. So yes, there are still palpitations. They are still there. But it seems now as if it's definitely the fibromyalgia that could be the cause of the palpitations. However, my blood pressure is a bit all over the place. The doctor, however, would like to make sure that I get a test for adrenaline, just to see if we can rule that out. So that is going to happen at some point in time. And yeah, so that's it for the heart. Then there is the breast situation, the BIA-ALCL. Let's not forget that this is where we started, well, sort of started. The BIA-ALCL kind of pushed everything over the edge. Actually, that's what happened. But I went to the hospital very recently to get checked for that. And thankfully, there was no malignancy found in the fluid. So I'm so thankful for that. However, I don't know if you remember a few episodes back, I had to get my breast checked because there was a lump, and that was a bit scary. And they said that they didn't find anything cancerous there, but I still have lumps. I have lumps. So it seems as if my immune system is doing something. So I have to go back to the hospital in a few months again to just to make sure that these lumps are not turning into anything. So yeah, I still got that going on with up here, but you know what? I'm alive. As long as you're alive, something is something is bound to happen, whether it's positive, negative, or in between. So you just have to take it like that. Right, so that is the BIA-ALCL. It's not going to stop me from bringing any information to you that I find out about it, because obviously this has definitely been a major scare. Maybe at some time in the future, I'll tell you about the other cancer scare that I had. But yeah, at least that's fine, and we are still finding out about these lumps. Now on to the fibromyalgia, which would then launch into how I'm feeling recently. So my fibro is really of a big headache. And unfortunately, it's just going to be a headache until I find a way to manage it. My life has gone back to more. My life has gone more back to normal in that I am back out at physical work. But it seems as if I am really seeing how the fibro is reacting in a normal world environment. And it also brought back some things that I didn't quite realize were all a part of this. Like all the pains I would have standing up or sitting and stuff for quite a few years. The dizziness that I would have, the near blackouts. I could go on and on, but it doesn't even make any sense me repeating myself. You get the idea. But as I'm more active than I really want to be right now, because we were trying to do things slowly, but unfortunately I can't because I have to do what I have to do. But as I launch myself into that vigorous way of doing things again, I'm definitely feeling those pains and things that I had before, but even they're just getting worse. So I'm basically trying to find a middle ground. Thankfully, I have people around me that are seeing the impact of the fibro and are trying to help. So I am thanking God for that. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that they will remain empathetic. I said at the very beginning that I may look fine. And I know that I do a lot of posting as well. And not only is it for my outreach, because I love to do this. I love giving information and being a voice so that others could hopefully feel more comfortable enough to share and to find help. But it's also for me. I still need to feel as if I am doing something, but I've realized I am so tired. I have a number of different outlets. I have my YouTube, I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I have Facebook. I even have Pinterest, but I haven't been on there for quite a while. Even though I do have stuff on there, it's still, actually, I may put the link somewhere in the bottom. You'll see the stuff that I have on there. And I have my website. I also have my book, and I have the website for my book. And though I have quite a lot of things going on the website that you can definitely go and interact with, and I plan to put more stuff on, I have such a lack of energy. I have to finish my book, which I did have a timeline, in mind for that. And I can still get it done if I can find the energy and the time to finish it, mainly the energy. But I can't focus. I can't focus. Thankfully, it's almost done, but still, I need to do some work on it, and I can't find the energy for it. Even to come on here and do this, I don't have the energy, and I don't know where I find the energy. It comes from some place that I am not aware of. The only thing I can chalk it up to is that the Lord has just provided me with some pathway that, gives some measure of resilience. But even here talking to you now, I feel so foggy. And all I want to do is lie down And then again, even in lying down, it's not all the time that I go to sleep, and I don't want to go to sleep during the day anyhow, even though I can't really go to sleep during the day, because I want to put my sleep into my nighttime as much as possible. And that's something that has been shown, that has been said to folks with fibro, especially myself. Don't sleep during the day. Rest, but don't sleep, because you want to sleep at night, because more often than not, you may be an insomniac. So, but the problem with me is that I've suffered with insomnia for so many years, off and on, off and on. It just depends on the season of my life. And I don't even know where I was going with this thought. Yeah, but you see what I mean, man. I'm just exhausted. And it has nothing to even do with if I sleep or not. I'm still exhausted. With me and my daily life now, I'm in the process of coming up with a short-term plan to see how I can function on the outside, because I've realized after a few hours, the pain, and I feel it like a wave, of the fatigue just coming over me. The brain fog doesn't really go anywhere. It's there in the background, and it just comes. I have a classic example. Went to church this morning, and for the first time I did something, because I have been accustomed to doing things at church, like during the service and stuff. And I had a reading to do, and that part went well. I got up, I went to the podium, did my reading. I had my mask on. I just put it to the side. I did my reading and stuff, and they came down. I felt a bit wobbly, but I kept myself together, and I stepped down. And at that moment, I'd forgotten where I was sitting. I saw my bag, but it looked foreign to me. So for a moment, I was confused. So that was a thing. But my head just isn't there. My head just isn't there, and it happens like that. It happens when I least expect it. And I do feel as if I am in some other world. It's mad. It's just ridiculous. Look, all of you out there with fibromyalgia, brain fog from some other chronic illness, or any chronic illnesses at all, please let me know below how you are managing today. We have to still keep strong. We still have to have faith and hope that we can get through whatever we are going through. Yes, it's chronic. Yes, we still have to keep educating others about it so that at least we can get some sort of support. But we also have to support each other, and we have to do it with all the empathy and understanding and thoughtfulness in the world. Right, so I am going for now. I'm sorry that this was all over the place. It was just an update. But I just wanted to make you aware of, one things to note. Don't let actions, for those of you who have no idea about fibro or are going through chronic illness and things, do not look at the actions. And definitely don't look at how people look or how they sound or anything. Because more often than not, we are trying to do things so that we can fit in. And we are pulling more energy than ever from resources that are depleted to try to be like everybody else so that we don't seem, out of place. For me, that's how it is. And it's crushing me. It's really crushing me. But I have to, all I can keep saying is that I have to live. I respond now when folks ask me how I am. I say I'm alive, because I can't say I feel fine. I don't feel fine, and it isn't because I have some like I'm sick, like having the flu or something. It's just that I have a condition. All of us with fibro and other chronic illnesses and other invisible disabilities, we have conditions that we learn to live with. And this is just how we try to cope. So be careful with your words and actions towards us, and just ask us how we are and ask about, how to help. That's what we need. So when I'm able to, I will reach out again. Hopefully it will be next week, but if not, I will definitely try to make it for the next week. Until then, you have plenty of other platforms of mine to go and participate on and give your thoughts and questions and things. Please, I would love the interaction. So please do reach out and be active so that others can feel better about speaking. I have seen it myself, how the importance of these platforms. So yeah, please reach out. I will talk to you later, and I hope you have a marvelous week ahead.